I've been asked a few things about programming the memory channels on the ICOM ID-52 Plus, the one I have in my hand here, and also the ICOM IC-705 and the 7300, but mostly this handheld and the 705. First of all, been using this for a while, doing all the programming and things of that sort to see how everything works. I like it. I really am enjoying this handheld. The menu, the way the settings are set up, the access to make changes is very intuitive. Not 100% perfect, but it's the best I had so far in all the different radios. Some of the older ones I had there was, it was so irritating that I hardly ever used any of the features. This one is easy. As I mentioned before, I do use the database file maker. You can do this using a spreadsheet if you're really good at spreadsheet. No problem to import a list of repeaters from a repeater book. You can probably save yourself some manipulation by downloading perhaps in sections. You know, if let's say you want a particular city, just download those and set up the channels that or the groups that you want it to be in. With my FileMaker database, I don't have to do that because I run a script, and when I import it, it runs and puts it in its right place. Let's give you an idea how I arranged this one. I'm going to go to Menu, and then I got to scroll over to the other side, and there you see Memory. It's funny trying to touch this looking through the camera. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to look around it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to Memory. Okay, Home. This is 0 to 99, but 100 memories that I kind of reserve to play with. Things frequencies I use the most, stuff like that. If I need to temporarily put something in there, I can put it in. The rest is organized. I want, for example, all the local FM Calgary repeaters, which is the area that I live. And mostly I didn't believe they are 2 meters. And this one is all the 70 centimeters for all of Alberta. Yes, all of Alberta. And then I have the local DV Calgary and the gateways that are in the Calgary area. Experimental is the one I use, like when I'm doing some testing, SWR reading. I pre-programmed a lot of those frequencies so I can quickly switch over and do my testing in areas where it causes least inconvenience to others. In other words, not bothering anyone. Now, I found this interesting. I decided to put the weather channels in, all of it. I notice if I use the weather channel on this one, for some reason the squelch doesn't work properly on it. So I think it's a bug. It's not affecting me, but maybe I should demo that and show you what I mean later on. And I have the GMRS and FRS frequencies on there, and mostly for monitoring. And especially I have grandkids and so forth camping. They have these little walkie-talkies, and I could kind of listen to them, monitor if anything goes wrong, and I can run out if necessary. Okay, Northwest is actually Yukon, and actually I broke up Yukon Northwest Territory on my last update. I decided that I didn't want both of them together, but separate. And emergencies are frequencies that you want to be able to monitor an event during disaster time, things of that sort. Okay, this is where this one starts to get interesting. Alpha, Alberta. Basically, alpha means every city or town that begins with the letter A. Let's see if I can. Happens to be only two in this particular case. And likewise with B, any town that begins with a B. And then next one is Charlie, which any town that begins with a C. And as you can see, Crossfield, Camrose, Cold Lake, Cochrane, Calgary, so forth. It gets all sorted and put it in. What's nice about this, basically, it's all the repeaters in Alberta. So no matter where I travel, if I know roughly the town area that I am, I don't have to do a scan. I can quickly go there and say, oh yeah, okay, I'm in Crossroad or Crossfield or something like that. And then I know where to look and I can select it. And I've done this through the whole 26 alphabets. Some towns, depending on the province, don't have Juliet or Quebec group. Of course, I went even one step further than this. I travel outside of Alberta. Okay, there's whiskey, anything with a W. Let me just hit that. Happened to be 2. Okay. Then I go to what we call Alpha, BC. BC being British Columbia. Same principle. When I'm in BC, and I'm in a town that begins with, say, an A or C or D, whatever, I can go to that list without having to do a search. And keep in mind, I got the same thing on my 705. The only difference is I'm more limited. This particular radio, excuse me, has the capacity of 1,000 memory channels. On a 705, it's 500. I probably have about a little bit over 850 around there right now. I have Northwest Territories, Yukon, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and I believe Manitoba is going in next. That's usually the areas if I travel, that's where it is. Okay, let me just go down. BC, there's Saskatchewan, SK. I don't think I have the Manitoba in here yet. I didn't update with the SD card. Yeah, that's it. So I have room to put Manitoba and probably a few more if I want to. There we go. The question is, if you were to do this manually, it'll take you a whole year perhaps. Once you create a database usually has great filtering and rules and scripting that you can create, and you create it once, it's good. You can do this with a spreadsheet like Excel, if you're a Mac user, Pages. I kind of did a quick play with it just to see if it would do it, and sure enough, it's just, I haven't used Pages, for numbers I should say, not Pages, but numbers, which is the spreadsheet equivalent, that much. But I did try a little bit of filtering and rules, and it works. So it can be done. It just wouldn't be as easy as using FileMaker. However, FileMaker is a purchase product for a Mac. I've used it for business, so it's not something that would be of any benefit to give to others. I can, for example, provide the database, the ones I have, for people who use the iPad or the iPhone, because FileMaker Pro is free on there. However, you can't do any editing on the layouts or changing scripts, things that sort of strictly you use, and that's it. Which would be okay for someone in Calgary, or basically have the same area of interest, then copy of that would work great for them. Okay, 500 on the 705, 1,000 memories. On the repeater list, let me just go there back to menu and repeater list. When you first get your, looks like the cat wants something. Okay. Let me just go back here for a minute. Yeah, we're in the repeater list. Now, I have removed the one that comes by default. And you have about 2,400 memories for the repeater list on this radio, and it's the same with the 705. Same amount of memories. It had a list all the way from Africa to Zululand. It's like the whole world type of thing. I don't see myself working all those areas, but I can see working in areas that I travel, like Alberta. So I have all the Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, in fact, all of Canada, seeing that there's not that many to begin with. So I have all of Canada. That's for D-Star. Now, there's an advantage of putting in the Alberta. Okay, again, this hasn't been updated. I've added more since then. Yeah, 2 meters and 70 centimeters of all Alberta. I may add BC to it, and Northwest Territory, Yukon, Saskatchewan on this list. Why would I want to do that? Well, it has a nice feature. The latitude and longitude is included in the FM repeater list. So I can go and select the menu where you can go in and say, okay, show me the nearest repeaters. It could be just DV, or it could be just FM, or it could be all. And so I know immediately how far any of those repeaters are. Some people have the wrong impression that this only works for digital voice repeaters. No. If you download the list for repeater lists from Repeater Book, it will include the latitude and longitude of those repeaters. If there was one or two that was missed, you can actually enter it, put it in yourself if you want to. So if there happened to be, I know, for example, one repeater here locally on 850, it's not on my list here, but I could add it, and then I can put an approximate location. So there you go. So it's definitely a worthwhile feature, and that same capability is also in the ICOM 705. Most people don't use the repeater list because they may not be interested in digital voice, or they're in the area where there's not too many to begin with. But you are traveling a lot all over the country. Wherever you travel, put in all those repeaters in there. Just go to the Repeater Book and select repeater list option for the particular radio. Okay, I'm going to show you the database, how I program it and import it. I'm just going to show you how I start with this list of repeaters. Okay. Oh, I turned down the volume on the radio. I'm looking for a repeater list for the ICOM ID-52 Plus. I simply go and select the province you want. In this particular case, it's going to be British Columbia I'm going to use. I hit all. I like to sort mine by city. So I go to export, It's going to be an ICOM, and I already downloaded the 705, but this time I'm going to do the 52 because there are slight differences. And I hit repeaterless. I'm just going to label it repeaterless 52. I'm going to go location city, call sign. I'm not worried about the limits of 100, and download it. Okay, I'm just going to open up here. Just going to select this and this 52. All BC. That's it. And then my program will just import this, and the script will automatically run and organize it the way I want it. I'll show that later. Okay, let's put a stop. I should point out that when you're creating a repeater list, the fields are the same both for the 705 and the 52. However, the 705 can do 6 meters, can do 10 meters FM, things of that sort. So if you want those, then you want to create two separate lists, one for the 705, one for the 52. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you want it to be identical to your handheld, then one list, repeater list, will work great. You can make the differences between the two radios using the memory channel. In the repeater list, regardless of the radio, you have a maximum of 50 groups. Let's say you decide, oh, I want 51 cities. Well, that 51 is going to get truncated, removed. So keep that in mind. However, you do have 2,500 memories that you can fit within the 50 groups. I had 2511 and it didn't truncate, none of it. So there may be a little bit of play depending on the radio. And again, remember, for the memory channel, the 705 has only 500, the 52 has 1,000, the 7300, I believe, only has 100. Which is why I showed you the repeater list. I decided I want my 705 to match the 5200, so I use that. It works great. And one more thing, I always choose all. Unfortunately, by doing that, you get all the linking frequency, the 900 megahertz, the 1.2, the 50, the 6 meters, so forth. It's not a problem for me because with my database, it automatically deletes. If I didn't do that, then when I import it to the radios, those are the items that will get deleted because it knows that the 52 can't operate on 220. So the 220 would just get deleted when it's importing. But I like to see a message at the end, restart your radio, or don't want to see something was corrected or something was deleted. So just keep that in mind. You can go in and download individual bands if you want. Especially if you're using it with a spreadsheet, you may not have the same convenience. If you decide that you wanted to play with FileMaker, you can download it from Claris, which is owned by Apple, and you get a 30-day free trial, and then you can probably get another 30 days, so forth. So if you have a period of time that's going to be free and you want to spend some time doing it, that's an option right there. I'm just going to quickly show the layout I have here. This is my memory channel for the 52. That's what it is. That's how it looks. The MR field and this field way in the other corner are not part of it. I just use it to manipulate the data without affecting other things. And these are the field names. They would have to be first on the list, not at the bottom or in the middle. Otherwise, you'll get an error and you'll be forced to restart and correct it. And depending on the database you have, the way you set up, quite often the fields are put in quotes, so you have to do a quick find and remove the quotes. So that's something you have to watch out for. So as you can see, I have a group name and a group number. This is the two areas that you'll manipulate the most. So you can do this on the spreadsheet without too difficulty, as long as you organize yourself in advance. So this is the FM Calgary repeaters, and I'm just looking at it. I think they are all FM. Yeah, they are. Okay. Likewise with the 70 centimeters, all FM. And I have the digital voice. These are frequencies, for example, the DV call frequencies, 67. .285, I thought it was 280. I'll have to check to see if I got that correct. And the gateways will be the repeaters in the area that you can connect to. If you notice, I got 4 memories for each gateway. When you want to do a CQ talk, you want to get echo, information, or end-to-end link. You can do this using the memory channel. Nothing special. And that's my experimental ones. Okay, I have the weather. Yeah, I have to show you, see if it acts up again. Anyways, I have that on my IC-705, figure why not. Likewise, the GMRS and the FRS, these are frequencies for Canada. Northwest includes Yukon and Northwest Territory, and Alberta. This is where I break up the group into letters. So Alpha Alberta would be all the A's, would be in one group. Fortunately, with Memory Channel, I'm not limited to 50 groups. And I've done that with all of Alberta, and I've got it also with all of BC. And I have here, just moving along, as you can see, actually it's a total record is 905. It's 905, that's what I have on there. Saskatchewan, I believe I have all 10 provinces and the territorials in this. No, wrong. I stopped at Manitoba. The reason why is because I hit 905. I have a limit of 1,000. These are the areas that I travel. Mind you, I have traveled across Canada and even lived across Canada, but I'm more settled in Alberta, so it's only the provinces around me that you'll see me travel there. So this is how it looks for the memory channel for 52, and very similar for the 705, except I'm limited to 400. Well, I got 457, and it's less likely I'll be using my ICOM 705 in the provinces further away. I'll probably be using either the handheld or the mobile radio that I'm thinking of getting down in the spring. And if I want to see, I don't know why I replaced it, but I'll go back here. The repeater list. My first group, I have all of Canada digital voice repeaters listed here. Yeah. And then this is the one I think I have every province. Yeah. Every province, all the repeaters, whether it be digital voice or FM. I have 2713. I know I put in 2511, so we'll see how far I can go. So that's how it looks, very quick. Let me pause here for a minute. Let me illustrate using a spreadsheet. Oh, I don't need to do that. I'll hit this open. And I just downloaded a raw file online from Repeater Book. And this is how it looked when you open it up. Let me just... There you go. Your group number, if you were to enter whatever way you want to group this, and of course what order that you want it to appear. I usually like the call signs to be, or the cities to be in alphabetic order. And there are rules or scripts that you can create, for example, and say, well, find me my home city. In my case, it would be Calgary. And then replace the group name Calgary. So you can see. Now I'll show you what my database has done. I will open up once I've created. Let's go here. Maybe I should open this up so you can see. I basically have all the raw information and then saved it. I will open up Alberta. This to be different. And there you go. See? You don't have to do too much. But if you had to do it manually, 1,000 channels, memories, yeah, you need a script. Otherwise, you spend all day. But if you only want 100 or so, that's all you need. Why spend $50 US on software where it really doesn't do that much more? You still got to import it, and you still got to edit, from what I can see. I have not played with any of those software, but from some videos that I've seen, it doesn't appear that it's really giving me anything more than what I can do. So the video is getting too long, so I may have to break it up in different parts. But just to give you an idea how to do it and some of the things you got to watch out for. Okay, I'm going to quickly show. This is the weather channel, my local one. Notice the signal strength, but the audio is broken up. Now, I programmed that same frequency in my memory.
Prévision horaire émise par environnement.
So obviously, there must be some sort of firmware bug. But anyway, so I'd be interested in knowing if others are experiencing this. And I can't...
Au risque faible. Mardi, soir et nuit.
Okay.
Critère santé maximale de 3 au
I had to
risque
hold
faible.
in...
Askis, Canmore issued by Environment Canada at 11 Standard Time Monday,
Okay, let me go back to memory.
2025. Today, clearing early
Okay.
this afternoon. Wind up to 15 kilometers per hour. High -1.
Okay, let me
Wind
check
chill
this.
-12 this morning and -5 this afternoon. Tonight,
Okay, that's
8
auto.
clouds. Wind up per hour. Low -10 with
See, if I
by
push the
morning.
side
Wind
button,
chill near
say in auto, it doesn't work.
per hour.
Even when it's
Morning.
open. Anyways, that's a quick demo. Let me power up the unit. Okay, I'm going to show you a demo of the new repeater. Just thought I'd mention that if you're gonna watch this, it might be better to watch it on TV, on a computer screen than a TV. It may be more readable in areas that I'm showing computer stuff, screen that is. And I was mentioning about $50 US per software. I have 3 radios, 4th one coming. With the conversion and everything, I can buy a new mobile radio when I would pay for software. So it definitely is worth it. And you can do this with a spreadsheet. As I mentioned, if you want to play with FileMaker, you can download it on the trial and play with it. And once it's created, it's there, and you can run indefinitely using your iPhone or your iPad. Okay, I'm going to go to DR mode, hit there, and I'm going to say near repeaters. Let's say FM. There you go. And notice at the bottom, it gives you the distance, 3.1. These are all Calgary ones. 3.3, 5. And that's it, I guess. After that, if I went to DV mode, I would get some further away for 11 kilometers. 133. Or all. It did a search of over 2,500 records, so it's pretty quick. And what's nice about it, as I travel and move away from the city and get closer to other repeaters, they'll start to appear as being near. So you don't have to do a search. Let's say I get to a city, it could be only a few hours away, and let's say Edmonton. Then I just go to the near, and it'll show me all the nearby repeaters. Especially when using a handheld, you probably want one reasonably close. So it works great. So basically, I'm giving tips here a little bit what to watch out in case you want to create your own. And depending on the interests, I could go into a little bit deeper, but I suspect the information provided here will be a good start for many people. So it would be appreciated if you haven't done so to subscribe. And let me get out of there. And what's nice about the scan, all this list is there for me to scan. There you go. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up would be appreciated. Have a nice day. Take care.